Welcome back, everybody. JTX Deseret, and I'm back today with a mod spotlight. Today's mod spotlight is on simple mod storage, and I am loving this mod. I hope you guys will stick around and check it out. Alright, well this mod I have used a time or two, and it's a very simple, very easy mod. If you're playing and you want a light mod pack, this is something you definitely might want to add. It can also fit very well into a large mod pack. I know it is used in all the mods 4 and all the mods 5 as well, and it is a handy little thing to have, especially if you like applied energistics, things like that, refined storage. It's really handy, not near as difficult as those. If you look right here, very small amount of stuff goes into it. As you can see, there is no extra blocks added. You don't have to have any kind of extra blocks. And one thing I like about this mod is it doesn't require energy or anything to use. It's not as advanced as some of the others, so it's basically a starter or a little assist with your storage. But let's go ahead and get into it. And to begin with, to get all this going, you're gonna need to make one of these, a network cable. And the network cable is very easy. All it is some stone brick slabs and some iron ingots put together like that to make the network cable. Now once you have the network cable together, then you need to work on making a link cable. Now a link cable, as you can see, is going to be used to connect the inventory to the network, and it's very simple. Take some of those cables you've already made, some of the network cables, and just combine them with the chest to get a link cable, and that's going to link your system together. Now you're going to want the storage network master. For this thing, you are gonna need a diamond. So it's not where you can just jump in immediately and make this stuff. You do have to work a little bit at it, and yeah, there's some resources, so it's not too OP at the start, but there is some stuff a little later on that might be a little too OP for a mod, but that's all right. It's still a cheap and effective way to begin with. But to make the storage network master, which is going to be, as it says here, the heart of the storage, you need to have this down to make anything work. It is the most important part. But to make it, you're going to once again need some of those network cables. You're going to need some blocks of quartz. So you're going to have to get to the nether before you can make this. And also, you're going to have to find diamonds so that you can create your awesome little storage network master here. Now then, you're going to need something to put on that where you can see what's going on, and that's where this comes in. This is your storage request table. You use it to overview and request items from the network. So it's basically like a crafting grid, if you will. Now it's pretty cheap to make. All you need is some gold ingots, some crafting tables, but you're gonna need this also, and this is a storage inventory. Now you can start with this, and I'll show you down the line by itself, but it's not really going to help you out much. And the storage inventory, all it is some iron nuggets, a dropper, and some network cables. Now all that will do is show you what's in your inventory, but you won't be able to craft with it or anything. And since crafting's so cheap, all this stuff is so cheap, I would just go straight for the one that you can craft with. But excellent little item here. And let's take a look at the first part. The first part, you are going to set it up like this. You're going to have your storage network master always goes first, and you can put this in the ground or above. I like it on top of the ground, so that way I am right at line of sight with the request table, which is what I'm going to access and use. So you come in here, and as you can see, it's connected with JEI. So it's got simple right there. Let me take that out, and bam. It's a lot like refined storage and those other types of storage mods, but very nice, very nice. It shows we have one stone in here. You have a little crafting grid. So if I wanted to craft something, I could still, in JEI, type in over here, say oak trap door, do the plus, and it would move it over and put it in here if I had the items in here Unfortunately, I don't have those in here right now, so we can't. All we have in here is one stone, and let me show you how this bad boy works. Here we have a chest which has one stone in it. This chest works as in refined storage, where you have the discs. On simple storage, it works with chests. So it's very cheap, very nice, very easy, and all you have to do to connect these is come back here, and one of those network cables that you had to use for everything over there, go ahead and put one of those on the back of your storage network master. Now you can put it anywhere on here you want. I just have it in the back because this is where I'm making my connections. Now the reason you want to put a network cable instead of starting out like over here, you notice I have the link cable, is because if I'm coming from this side with a different type of cable and wanting to connect in, I can't just connect it into the other cable. Now I could put it on another side, but that gets kind of messy and all that. So if you start with a network cable here, that gives you the option to plug in on different sides of this thing. And the way we get this going with the chest to show it is we just put a link cable. That's it. That is all this thing is. It does not require any type of electricity, any RF, anything like that. No power whatsoever, because all it's doing is linking your chest and allowing you to see what's on your chest. So that's pretty handy. That's pretty handy. It's a very cheap option, so you can start out early game with this, and I love it. I am terrible with chests. My chests are always clogged up with junk, but let me show you this. You can go ahead and put 2 stone in there, and you can stack them. And then look here, bam, you've got 2 stone in there. So now you can grab your 2 stone and use them to make your stone pressure plate or whatever you have. In fact, let me see if we can now show you. Bam, it pulls over just like it did with refined storage and applied energistics and those type of mods. Now right here we're gonna move on and see what the next thing is. And if you'll notice, I have a diamond chest here. I went ahead and threw in the iron chest mod in this just to see if it would work, and yes, it does work with the iron chest mod. So because it works with iron chest mod, that's going to give you a lot more space, a lot more options if you want to use that. But I'm assuming it will also work with others, probably the drawers mod and things like that. So it does work with other mods. It doesn't have to just be vanilla. So that's outstanding. You can get this other stuff going. Now, the setup we have over here, if you look, we have 8 stone here. And the reason is, in each of these chests, we have stone. Why it's saying 8? I don't know. Because it's only 4, but it's a little glitched out. I have noticed sometimes it will give you the wrong number in there, and I'm not exactly sure why, but it didn't do it until I put 2 chests together. So it may be something with the double chest. I'm not sure on it, but it seems to still work just fine, as long as you remember that you don't have quite as many as it says you have sometimes. Now in the back, as I was showing you over here, all you have to do is put those link cables. Those link cables will connect to everything, and then boom, right back into this network cable. So you can have as many chests as you want, and that is what is fantastic about this thing, because this is where I fail. I always have so many items just thrown in chests, not organized at all, and this organizes them all for you in a nice, neat little storage area. Now over here, why do we have this secondary chest hooked up over here? Well, this has an import cable, and the reason for this is if you want to import something, you can have this chest set anywhere you want. You can have it down in your mine or something like that, where you're not able to directly access your storage request table or your network. And if you run the cables down to that area, you can just throw whatever in here. See, I'll throw stone in there, and bam, you saw it vanished really quick, and boom, it's in here. Now it's showing 10. I guess everything's doubled. But look, it sorted it, dropped it in that chest, and I'm guessing it decides on the chest it's going to put it in at random. Not really sure how that is working, but it's pretty neat that you can just use this chest and drop it in there. But that's pretty handy and good to have. Now this one is a little different. We don't have anything in there right now, but if we come over here and look, it's still our chest. So what's the difference? It looks just like that one, except with fewer chests. Well, these are actually filtered cables. Now this is a filtered import cable, and if you see here, it has filtered for whitelist stone. So I can throw stone in here. Bam, it took it out, and so we should have up here stone now in our system. Well, why should that matter if we filter it or not? Well, you don't know. If you come in here and say you have several different items you don't want to keep, if you throw all your armor in here as well as items you've mined, it'll save your armor for you right there, and it'll shoot the items over here into this. But it's also for if you do want to organize your chests. If you want to organize these chests and have them all labeled and nice and neat, just the way you normally would do if you didn't have this system, well, you've got the filtered link and the filtered import. And here we have blacklisted stone, so stone can't go into this one. And here we have whitelisted stone. So that being the case, when I put that stone in here and it sent it over into storage, it should have put it into this chest that is whitelisted. Let's test and see. No, it did not. Oh, I forgot to blacklist it on this one. So let's go ahead and blacklist it on that one. Take this out, try it one more time. There we go, it took it away. Did it go in there? No, it didn't go in there. All right, so it does work, except for user failure. So if you as the user do something wrong, of course it's not gonna work. But that's it, and you gotta make sure when you're hooking up these chests, because it's automatically gonna connect if you're running it in this type of configuration. Now, if you're running it up and down where only one was going in, of course, you would only have to do one of these. But if you've got more than one cable, you're going to have to do whatever you do over here. If you blacklist, you're going to have to blacklist over here as well. And same for over here with the whitelist. If you have one whitelisted, you're going to have to whitelist the other one as well. But that's pretty handy. So if you do want to separate everything, that's the way to do it. Now, as we move over here, this was the little doodad down there that I said I'd get to in a bit, and it's basically the same thing. We've just got it hooked up with a little link cable over here. We've got one stone in there, but the difference is it just shows you what you have in the inventory. You can pull it out and do with it what you will. You can take it out, you can drop it back in, but you don't have a crafting table in here. So that's the only difference with that, is it doesn't have the crafting table. But a handy little doodad nonetheless. Now, how could this help you in your Minecraft world with building? Well, say you've built you a little house out here and you don't want it covered up and messy with all those chests. You can just come down here any way you want, build you a room somewhere, get you some chests set up, and all these are just plain old ordinary link cables going around to the backs of all these chests. And I can come up here and look in it, and booyah, we've got some seeds, we've got some stone, all kinds of nice stuff. And it says we've got 13 stone there, so let's go down here and just pick a random chest. We'll say this one, drop a stone in there, and go see if our numbers have changed. So it shouldn't matter what chest you put it in, because all of these chests are now linked with your system. And there we go, once again, it's doubling everything up, and I don't know why. But we have more stone. Now, I just left this open so you can see how I connected it. I went ahead and connected this one at the bottom, and I just connected it with a link cable because I wasn't going to connect anything else to it. Now, if I do decide to go in here and hook up some of these other systems, I will connect the other cable and go from there. But I think this is a pretty awesome little mod. It makes it so much easier, especially a guy like me that's messy, can have all these chests and just access every one of them right here the easy way. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention is over here when you have these, you can upgrade. So you can put a stack upgrade. So the stack upgrade basically means it will pull a stack at a time. I don't have a stack on me now, but if I dropped a stack, or say 2 stacks in here, it would pull them a stack at a time. Otherwise, I can throw the speed upgrade in here, and as I drop the stuff in here, it will just go much faster than it was going before. So pretty neat, pretty awesome, And the same goes for, oh, nope, it doesn't. So disregard that. So you can do some slight upgrades to these, and it's pretty nice to have. Now, the last thing I need to mention are the remotes. We have the storage remote and the crafting remote. Now, the storage remote is the same as you saw over here. It will work and show you the storage. Now, all you have to do to use these is come over here and click on it, and it should be connected now. So yes, I can check and see, and it works at a fair distance. I think it's 64 blocks or something like that. So it's a pretty fair distance. Now, if you switch over to the crafting remote, get on there, same thing, except now you can craft. But so there you go. Pretty nice little mod pack. Great for starting out. When you first begin, it's really cheap, really easy, and I like it. I will definitely, if I'm putting together a mod pack, big or small, I'll add this in there. What do you think, Cal? Yeah, I agree. So definitely want to put this in there if it's a large mod pack or a small mod pack, or if you just want this alone. If you're doing vanilla and don't really want to do modded, but you're terrible with chests, you can throw this in there, and it really doesn't affect your game too much. Again, doesn't add any extra blocks. Very small footprint, just a few items. So an outstanding little thing. Cal, come here. Let's do our outro together. So me and Cal, we both enjoy this mod. Hope you enjoyed it too. If you like this video, leave a comment. Don't forget, subscribe, tell your friends, share it, and it will be appreciated. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.